Guys, so it has been so long since I have done a YouTube video. My last video was over a year and a half ago, and I thought that, you know what, I've been thinking this for a while, that it's time to get on here and do some sort of an update, a little chit chat about life, something like that. I have seen that my last video, where I'm just talking about how our journey with secondary infertility is come to an end. We're done trying for a second child. We've, done the treatments we wanted to do, and now it's time to move on. And I seen that that video has gotten 5,000 views now, which that's like, to me, I can't believe 5,000 people have watched that video. In the YouTube world, 5,000 views is nothing. Most people get hundreds of thousands to a million views for their videos, but to me, I thought it was just crazy that 5,000 people watched my video. I kind of wish that many people haven't seen the video, because if you have, then that means that you're going through infertility or secondary infertility, and you must have Googled it or whatever on YouTube and came across that video. And I don't wish that upon anybody. I don't even think I wish that upon my worst enemy, to go through infertility, because it's so not fun. But I needed to get back on here. I've been wanting to get back on here. Part of me was just like, what do I talk about? Why should I make a video when I don't have a whole lot to talk about? And the other part of me was just kind of like, you can talk about how you've been trying to move on. You could talk about how life is after secondary infertility. I mean, if you consider it after, I don't know. I didn't win the battle, so maybe it's not after secondary infertility, but life with it. So obviously some days, some months are better than other days and other months, and sometimes you're trying to move on from something so bad. You want to move on. You want to not think about it anymore, and it just seems impossible. In my last video, which I watched that today, I haven't even seen that video in so long, but I needed to watch it to give a good update, and I couldn't remember everything that I even talked about in that video. But I was talking about at the end that I need to move on fully, or I'm not going to move on at all. And that part really, struck me today. Wow, I mean, I didn't even remember saying that, and it's so true. I am still trying to move on fully. It's a little bit hard when you've been through infertility and you've been through trying to conceive for a long time. When you're ovulating, you probably do. Know when you're ovulating, how many days you have in your luteal phase where your period's going to start, and all that. It's just engraved in your brain at that point in time, I think, because you've had to track your cycle for so long, so many months, maybe even years, and it sticks with you. I still, will have that time a month where it's like, man, I'm ovulating right now. Maybe I can get pregnant. Maybe it'll happen this month. It's just little thoughts. It's not like, I'm doing the OPKs or doing, extra measures to try to get pregnant, anything like that, because we talked about how we were done. We're giving that up. But it's little thoughts that stick with you. And when your period is due, and you're like, I know my period's due today, and maybe it's not going to come. Maybe just maybe you got that small little chance where I'm going to be pregnant this month. Maybe it'll happen. And that's probably the hardest part, because until I can stop having those thoughts, I don't think I can fully move on. I think I've moved on some. I've moved on to where I am just realistic. I've moved on to, you know, I never used to talk about it to anybody, or it was just too hard when someone would be like, oh, when are you having another child, or, you know, when are you guys gonna have another baby? And I would just kind of be like, well, you know, if it happens, it happens, we'll see, or something like that. And I have grown to the point where now I tell them, well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can have another child. We have secondary infertility. We have male factor infertility. Like, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. And that's a big growth for me, because I never used to be able to talk about it. And so I know that I am moving on, but it's happening slowly, very slowly. Speaking of talking about it, I also wanted to say that I wish there was more videos about secondary infertility on YouTube. Every once in a while, I will put it in the search bar for YouTube, because I'll be, you know, just having a hard day or whatever and wanting to hear what somebody else is talking about it, or what they're going through, or something similar, or just trying to find someone going through the same thing that I went through, or maybe, you know, did go through it. I don't know, something like that. And I still, there's like hardly no videos still. And the most videos that come up are doctors, these little weird videos almost. It's kind of like infomercials or something like that for some clinics where they'll be explaining like what secondary infertility is, yada yada. That's it. It's not, they're not talking about their experience with it. They're not talking about their journey, nothing like that. It's just like, oh, this is what it is. Come try our clinic. And I think I might have ran across maybe 2 women's videos, something like that, talking about that. But other than that, there's just like not much out there. And that was another reason why I wanted to get on here and do this update, because I want there to be more videos. I want there to be a world where if you're having a problem, you can go find a video or a blog or something where they can relate, and you can feel like you're not alone, because that's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. And maybe you're going through primary infertility and you're feeling the same thing, like I don't know anybody else that's gone through this. There's no one else to talk to. And there are those forums. There's man, shoot, I don't even really remember the names. I haven't been on them in so long. But there's like chat rooms and stuff like that online, and those are kind of helpful. But to me, I think the videos are more helpful. You really get to see what the person's going through, and you get to relate. And so I hope that more people will start talking about it. Like I said, it's the hardest part of the whole thing, is that I don't know anyone that's gone through this. I don't have anybody personally to talk to about it that has been through infertility or secondary infertility. I don't know anyone. And when I talk to someone about it, or, you know, when I'm having a hard day, you know, they can't relate. They can try to sympathize with me, but they just don't know what it's like. They don't know what it's like. And I wish that more people would just start talking about it. I know it's hard. If you go and look at any of my earlier videos, at first, like, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to tell family or friends, nothing, because I felt like it was really personal, and it is personal, but I just felt like it wasn't anybody else's business, and they didn't need to know. I didn't want to shout out to the world, hey, I can't get pregnant. you know, and I get that. I do. But had there been someone I'd known that had gone through it or spoken up about it, or, you know, can tell me, you know, this is what it's like, maybe you should try this, maybe you should try that, I feel your pain, I know what you're going through, it would have been nice. And it still would be nice. So anyways, yeah, that's that. I hope more people will start talking about it in the future. As far as the last year and a half goes, like I said, I think about it probably every month. I don't want to, but at some point during the month, it's a little thought. Maybe it'll happen this month. I've never even, I don't think, came close to getting pregnant in the last year and a half. We are not preventing a pregnancy, but we know what our odds are. We have just been living life. We've been to a few different vacations and trips, and the beach. We went to South Carolina and had like a little family vacation there with some family we don't see very often. And we've been to California and Universal Studios, and that was the first time taking our daughter to Universal Studios, so that was like really exciting. And we went to go see the Eminem and Rihanna tour, which was just awesome. And, you know, we are just trying to, like I said, move on, live life, have fun, and kind of get some closure in some sort of a way. And I think it's important to, you know, get out there and experience the world, go experience stuff. There's so much else besides whatever problem or anything that you're dealing with. There's so much beyond that. There's so much. So, I mean, it's real easy to feel really like closed in your own little world, dealing with whatever you're dealing with. Whether you're depressed or you have some other sort of problem, you're dealing with infertility, you're dealing with secondary infertility, and it's easy to get just stuck in that little bubble and feel like that's all life's about. Like every single day, that's what I'm thinking about. And you just have to get out of that and go experience life. Go try something new. If you have a hobby or something you really love to do and maybe you haven't done it in a few years or something like that, get back into that sort of stuff. Do things that make you happy. You don't want to be stuck in that negative place. It's so easy to just go down that rabbit hole and be stuck and not see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I encourage you to really try to get out of that and, you know, just do stuff that you enjoy, or like I said, haven't done in a long time, or take a trip, or just try to get back to normal life. I think that we have done a good job at trying to do that the last year and a half or so, and I look forward to trying out some other new stuff. You know, we've been talking about like doing archery and stuff like that, stuff that me and my husband used to talk about years ago of trying, and it just hasn't happened yet. And so I look forward to trying some new things and like I said, live life. And I just encourage you to focus on yourself for a change. You know, another part of dealing with the infertility is that you are going to be around women your age, peers, siblings, you know, getting pregnant and having children. And like when I first started vlogging, man, I think that most of the closest women around me and or in my circle hadn't got pregnant with their first child yet, or had just gotten pregnant with their first child, something like that. Now it's been so long that they have either had a second child or are getting pregnant with their second child, and it's easy to get wrapped up in that, and think about like, oh, well, they get to have another child, and now I gotta go hear about it all the time, and now I gotta go to the baby shower, and now I gotta, you know, see them go through all, you know, all the happiness and joy that comes with that. And you just gotta start focusing on yourself. You have to stop worrying about what everybody else is doing in their life. That's the best advice. That's what helps me not dwell on it. Because, I mean, you want to be happy for them, obviously. You do. And you probably are. But it's hard not to feel sad for yourself and you and your partner's situation, because it's not you. It's not you it's happening to. It's them. And you kind of feel like you're being left behind, because here they are having their second child, and then soon, you know, it's probably going to be their third child, and so on, or whatever. And you didn't get to have even two, or maybe you didn't even get to have one. And it's easy to get jealous. I mean, that's gotta be, that's what it is, basically, a little bit, and think about them. But you need to think about you. You need to think about, focus on yourself, and like I said, the things that make you happy in life. Other than that, man, I still have my business going on, Unique in Yours, and I'll link some stuff below if anyone is interested in that. I am finally getting it, I don't know, maybe off the ground is the word. You know, you start your own business, and it can be a slow crawl for a while until you're like finally getting, you know, to the point where you're selling stuff, you're getting clients or customers, you're getting return clients or customers. You feel like you're finally getting somewhere. I mean, obviously there's still a lot more to do and a lot more room to grow and other places to get to, but it's nice that it's finally kind of getting somewhere. And that has been another thing that has just been my happy place. You know, it is crafts and making things and painting and all that sort of stuff that takes me out of the whole feeling like crap because of infertility sort of day. You know, like I said, there's days better than other days, and some days I'm fine. But the days where I'm not fine, you know, that's my happy place. That's where I go to. And so, yeah, maybe I will, I should like film some stuff, and maybe the stuff that I've made, or things I might recommend or don't recommend if you're into crafts. I don't know, I like crafts. And but yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Maybe I'll put up another video, I don't know. I didn't even know that I would make this video, and it's been long overdue. So I will get back to some of your guys' comments. I've seen that some people have recently commented on videos, and I'm sorry I haven't replied to you. I don't check my videos very often, obviously. I don't check YouTube very often. I still get on here and watch other people's journeys, and all the women that I was watching back in the day have gone on, had their children, you know, aren't really making so much videos anymore. So I can't say I really watch infertility videos anymore. I don't really know anyone or have seen anyone. I just haven't really gotten back into it, of watching new people or new people to me going through it. But maybe I'll get back on here, and maybe I won't, I don't know. But I felt like I needed to do this video, and I wish you all the best in whatever you're going through. And until next time,